Television costs money. So much money, it would make your head spin around. Even a programme like this, which is low budget in telly terms, costs around £47,667 per episode. £47,667 per episode.
I don't believe you.
Well, it does. And stop interrupting me.
Sorry.
Still, 47 grand, eh? Just imagine what you could do with that.
It's not enough to do something sensible with, but it's enough to do something silly with.
Or a car.
Clothes. Definitely give some money to charity.
Pay off my debts. Clothes.
Book a nice holiday. Get this country.
We should probably have just let them have it, to be honest. Anyway, outside the world of telly, that figure might seem astronomically high. So how does it break down? Well, even this sequence, in which all that's happening is I'm talking to you, this costs more than you might think. For starters, there's the camera guy. He's hired, together with all his equipment, from a facilities house. Furthermore, he's shooting on Digibeta, because it looks nicer than this. This is DV, which is cheaper and simpler to operate, but looks a bit bleary and grim by comparison. Oh, that's better. Anyway, the camera guy, the camera itself, and the sound man, cost around £850 a day. Here you go, you fleecing yeah, hope it chokes you. Then there's the rest of the production team to consider. We've got a series producer who keeps things all together, an assistant producer who assists him, 2 archive researchers who dig up old clips, another researcher who researches whatever it is that he does, a runner who has to fetch me a coffee every time I clap my hands. Run! A production manager who balances the books, a production coordinator who coordinates shit, and this man who we pay to stand in a corner of the office feeding banknotes into a shredder. Not now! And then finally there's me, the talent. Amazingly, this lot costs around £1,900 a day. Here you go, you useless sponging Then there's the cost of post-production, i.e. an edit suite where we chop everything visual together and add filters like this, or this. Make the picture do things like this, or add graphics like this. Because that's the sort of thing you modern telly-watching whippersnappers demand nowadays. There's also an audio dub so we can add voiceovers and mix it all together properly so it doesn't sound rubbish like this. Next, there's clearance. Let's say I want to show you a clip from an old episode of Clopper Castle.
I say. What goes up when the rain comes down?
I don't know. What does go up when the rain comes down?
An umbrella.
Well, that's copyrighted material, which has to be paid for. Unless, actually, you're showing it for the purposes of criticism and review, in which case you can often use it for nothing. Unfortunately, I'm not criticising or reviewing that at all, which means that old puppet nonsense has just cost the production £500. And it's not just moving images we have to pay for. Simply by holding up this copyrighted photo of former Environment Secretary John Selwyn Gummer, I've cost the production another 50 quid. I don't even want to. Every time you see a photo like this in the background of a TV show, chances are someone has had to pay to clear it. And these are just the things you can see. Now, music. Actually, we save quite a lot of money here being on the BBC. Thanks to their blanket agreement with the music industry, there's a lot of tunes that don't cost us anything. If I was on another channel, it might cost me a fortune to play, say, a bit of Sgt. Pepper. But this is the Beeb, so take it away, the Beatles.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts.
Weirdly, however, I can't show you the cover of Sgt. Pepper because they won't let us. I can, however, just throw it away, thereby blowing another £15 on a prop. And if I'm pissing the money away, I might as well push the boat out even further with another great picture of John Selwyn Gummer.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts.
Ooh, we're partying now!
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
There are loads of other costs which are on your screen now if you're that bothered. Anyway, given how much our modest half hour sets the world back, imagine how much it cost to make something like this. Oh, those are horses. Those are notoriously expensive. They insist on being driven to the set every day in individual cars. Madness. Wow, that's a courtroom. They had to build that 10,000 times actual size, apparently. And that judge's wig, that's not a wig, that's a rare orchid. Yes, telly is a terrifyingly expensive business, so it's not surprising some shows try to claw back some of that cash any which way they can.